Hi everyone, let me check. This is going live on Facebook. Bear with me. Just checking the tech. Hi everyone. Yes, let me. It is amazing. Right. Okay, I can see that I'm live in the Facebook group, so that's great. And I am just waiting for Wendy to join, so she will be here very soon. And for anyone who doesn't know, Wendy is absolutely incredible. She's going to be on the podcast next week, I think. And she is literally living her life by pure delight. She has stepped into only living what lights her up. And we've been connected for quite a couple of years now. We met on a different coaching course. And I've had the pleasure of Wendy being in the boot camp this last round, and seeing the things that she's up to is absolutely incredible. So I cannot wait for her to come on and join. She has just joined the group, so she should be able to see this, but she is coming and joining this Zoom link. So let me just check she's got everything. But how are we all feeling after yesterday's class? Now, there was a lot of information in that class, and I know sometimes when we talk about quantum leaps and energy and all of that, it can all seem a little bit far-fetched, but to break something down for you and try and make something a little bit easier, one thing to think about when Wendy's coming. So one thing to think about is we have our ego mind, we have our higher self mind, and I'll go into that at some point. So let me get Wendy on, who is here. Hello.
Hi, forgive me, Queen. I'm so sorry. I was refreshing my Instagram feed and then I saw, oh no, it's in the Facebook group. So I joined the Facebook group and then you said she has the link. I'm like, oh my gosh, it's in my email.
I was literally just saying, I've just seen her join the group, so she will be here soon.
I was watching you in the Facebook group say all that. And as soon as you picked up your phone to come find where I was, I thought, oh, I better go to my email and find out where I'm supposed to be. I'm so sorry, everybody.
I thought this way we can both be on camera side by side. Hopefully that's what it looks like on Facebook, and I will keep it.
It doesn't look like that for me, so I might switch.
Okay. So I can see Jen's on. So hi, Jen. So Jen's come to join us, and obviously this is streaming into the 7-figure CEO within Facebook group. So it's side by side for Jen, so that's good.
Oh, good. Okay, well then I won't worry. I'll just come back. Here, I'm telling my frazzledness is so 7-figure CEO, isn't it?
Yeah, because it's normal.
Right?
And do you know what? Should we start with that? Because the big thing that I want everybody to get is everybody in this group, everybody watching, has the potential to be a wealthy woman, but not with anything added, not a different version of them, not anything else, just them right now as they are, with nothing else added, nothing else taken away, exactly as we are.
I totally receive that. And we have that inside of us. And when we show up, we're casting a vote for that person.
Yes. Yeah.
And
abundance is always trying to pour in. It is always there. You are worthy of it, no matter what. It's our egos that tell us different. So yeah. Anyway,
I received that. Thank you. I do want to, if it doesn't throw us off too much, I want to be on my computer so I can see your beautiful face bigger.
Do it. Yeah. We're a bit delayed when you see that, so I turned it off and put us back onto Zoom.
Oh, okay.
Because I was like, oh, this is weird.
Right. It is weird. Okay.
But yeah.
When
Oh,
you let me
so
in.
you're coming in, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Got yeah.
Thanks.
I love the tech this week. Honestly, it's been like Mercury retrograde, but it's meant to have finished. So I don't understand what's happening.
For sure. Yes.
There we go. That's better. I'm used to you being like that.
I like it.
So, Wendy, obviously I've introduced you to the group, but please introduce yourself. Tell them why you've been summoned to Alive.
So I'm Wendy Harrop. I'm the owner of the Phineas Wright House. I curate unforgettable experiences that women love, allowing them to return refreshed.
Yeah.
So I curate experiences that are virtual through cooking classes and an Entertaining with Ease membership. I also curate experiences at my antique house and farm in rural Massachusetts. We are on the East Coast of the US. And I also curate beautiful luxury trips in the US and France. So many opportunities for people to say yes to themselves, which I modeled by saying yes to myself first.
Yeah. And tell them about that, because obviously we met in person in France, which was incredible. And none of that would have happened if you hadn't have curated that trip. Yeah. Now, I didn't come on the whole trip, but I did see that you and Christina were in France. So I was like, I need to get over and come and see that. So that was part of what I did. But tell us more about that.
Yeah, so I was a wedding planner for 30 years and more recently have become a mom of an amazing 8-year-old unicorn. She's a fabulous human being. And prior to that, as a later in life mother, I was reminded during the pandemic of all these great trips I used to take. And not that she was keeping me home, but COVID was keeping me home. And as I thought of those things, I thought, wow, I could offer trips to these destinations that I've been so many times, and I could curate it in a way that was almost like what I do for my brides on their wedding day, in connecting them with different vendors. I could connect with different collaborators in these destinations, and I could just create a beautiful, fabulous week where they just got to float through their week in the same ways that I provided that day for my clients as a wedding planner. So this idea seemed so amazing. And it happens, in really beautiful places. Yeah. But I had an opportunity to spend 6 weeks in France. And so I thought, well, since I'm already here, I'm going to curate a beautiful trip to Normandy, Paris, and Versailles, which was the trip that we got to spend you and I got to spend some time together with while in Paris. Yeah. And that was so amazing. And in I won't use the word marketing of the trip, but in the ways that I was inviting women to join me on this trip, was really just understanding this beautiful premise of when we say yes to ourselves, everybody wins. And there are some times where we think, oh no, I can't, that's selfish, or I'm a giver, I just take what's left over. And actually, you cannot give from an empty cup. And this,
apologize for my dogs if you can hear them.
That's okay. I have painters outside scraping 75 years of old paint off of my house. So
Minnie and Bath are being very well behaved.
But I've this concept of just giving, it depletes us. And something that I've learned and am implementing is to give from my saucer. So filling my cup first, and what overflows is what I can give from. And for me, travel and just saying yes to a dreamy experience, saying yes to another glass of champagne because I'm not driving, and I'm at the Les Maurice in Paris. Oh my goodness. Like, I just want to celebrate all the beautiful parts and all the beautiful people that I'm with. And so in the invitation of other women to join me on this trip, it was really authentically inviting them to say yes to themselves, because I was already going. Like, I've already said yes. So you saying yes doesn't, provide enough money for me to live out my dream. Like, I'm already going. So I would like you to come with me. And that, coming from that space, from that frequency, really attracted beautiful women to join me for that week, and in such a way that it elevated their experience, which elevated my experience. And they were both women who had zero history saying yes to themselves, and told me that because I modeled it, it gave them permission to do it as well.
And I joined at the back end of that trip and got to see that aftermath, and everybody was just in this like confident state. The energy, I'm susceptible to that anyway, but I felt the energy of them women just from saying, this isn't stopping at this trip. This is the new me. This is literally, I am living my life. And I think that's what you embody, Wendy, because you've totally embodied this feeling of doing everything that delights you. But that's a conscious decision to make. And it's a tough decision to make because we're not trained to think that we can live that way. And I know we touched on the podcast, it took a lot of mindset work to get there. But actually, it's a choice, isn't it? Just to choose that is what you're worth.
Absolutely. And those experiences, whether it takes you 20 years of putting yourself last and then you finally decided, or 20 minutes and you finally decided, both come after a decision. And all of these things are just a decision away. And I think that's so beautiful and profound, and we can hear it a million times until we hear it and it resonates, and we're not deciding out of frustration or revenge or any just ugly energy, but out of a knowing and out of a becoming and out of an alignment with the thing that we want. And that's not selfish. It's just evolved. It's just the way that it should be. Receivership is our ultimate crown. And I just think living into that, it seems odd at first, just like the women that said yes to themselves to go on the trip. And when they booked, and I instantly voice messaged them and referred to them as Queen. And they're like, oh, that's so funny. You call me Queen. Oh my word. Queen was coming out of their mouth every other word.
I heard it.
I mean, you're in this resonance, and it's the beautiful thing about this trip, one of the many, is that it is a pattern interrupt. And so you are just in this other place with no one you know, and in this high vibe vortex of goodness, that you have the habit of hearing that you're a queen and doing what delights you and acting on your desires and having only good results, that you formed a habit that you can take back with you and to see I mean, this is amazing. I'm not a coach. So to think that the thing that I provided and I curated had transformational value in these women's life, it's like, oh, what? Oh, I thought I just pay coaches and I have transformation and then I offer a trip. But it's this work that we're doing has such an amazing ripple effect. I was just talking with one of the women last Friday, and she is now working with a lifestyle coach that I introduced her to while we were in Paris. And she's having a full, like, styled makeover, mind, body, and soul, and wardrobe and makeup and hair. It's like what not to wear meets this, you know, gooey 7-figure CEO space. It's just, it's just so much goodness. I can't believe I get to be a part of it and also go on the trip.
Yeah. And the thing is, you are a natural coach, because a coach is somebody who empowers someone else. You know, they unlock that potential in someone else. And that is what a coach does for you. They don't give you anything that you do not already have. And that's the best bit about it, because, you know, anyone who wants to come and, you know, enjoy these experiences, whether it's through you, through me, through all the other amazing women in this group, you know, we've all got that gift of we can unlock different parts of different people. And that's what I love about how our roles are so different, but yet it's doing the same job. It's empowering people to see how incredible they are.
Yes. Yeah. Yes. And it feels like you said, thank you for saying I'm a natural coach, because it has always come easily to me to celebrate other people. So it made perfect sense as a wedding planner. Like, I'm going to celebrate you on your biggest, happiest day that you've had so far. Like, yes, let's do it. And then to now having this house and creating more of a, you know, come celebrate you on a non-milestone event.
Just general.
It gives me even greater joy. It's a Tuesday. Yes, of course we're opening champagne. You don't have to be in a big white dress to be the center of my attention. So I love that opportunity, and I love that the things that we are good at, what our gifts are, continue just to evolve and be revealed, what the next iteration is. And it's just a graceful unfolding that is a dream.
Oh, I love that. Now, I'll just double check we haven't got any comments coming through because Jen's on, I can see, but if any come through, I will double check. So please comment if you're watching, you know, ask any questions if you want to ask Wendy anything. So when we started working together, Wendy, you have done obviously lots of courses, lots of business courses, all the stuff really. And do you want to tell people what it was like for you? One, what drew you into working with me in the boot camp, and then what it was like ultimately?
Yes. Oh, yes. My pleasure. So I met you more than 2 years ago in a business mastermind that we were in. And so I've been following you and known about you, but we had not really connected personally. And then knowing geographically that we were going to be close to each other in Paris, and having our friend Christina navigate that as well. It was so beautiful to meet you. And there's something that's just in you that drew me to you. And what I'm mindful of is that you've had this evolution, and I've witnessed a bit of it, but it wasn't until I was up leveling and was more of a match for where you already are that what you were saying hit me in a different way. I always thought, oh gosh, you're so interesting and you're so insightful, but it wasn't something where I was like, oh, I need some more of that. It was just like, oh, she's so nice. And but once I up leveled and then heard what you were saying, I was ready to hear it, and I was ready to act on it. And so, and you had mentioned just even in your email that this idea had come to you around the time that you had come to Paris. And so it was like, oh, well, I'm kind of a part of that. So I would like to know more about that. And then so of course I joined the course, and I want to get to know you more. And you were gracious to come to Paris. So it just makes sense. And from the very first opening meditation, I thought, oh my gosh, like you had the keys to open doors that I didn't know I had or were even locked. And so it was so beautiful. And to have not really an understanding, but I had heard these concepts of a quantum leap and a quantum action and bending time and space. And, well, that sounds really neat. And I love how that happens for all of these other people that are interviewed on all these podcasts. And that's so cool. I don't really know what that means, but yay them. And in this course, it was the right time and the right place for me. And the way that you led me into information that I already had inside, did not know how to access, was, and then what's your quantum action? And I'd be like, it's this, like, I got it right there. And it wouldn't be anything I was thinking of. And then I did it, and like a big leap. And then the next week, next thing, yes. And the next thing, yes. And just like these women on my trip, hearing me refer to them as queen all day long, that became their normal. And every week I'm on a call with you, and you, in these beautiful homework assignments, which didn't even feel like homework, they were actually like the way that you designed that right there. If anybody has trouble or there's some resistance or whatever weirdness about writing your copy, the homework questions you ask, the way we answer them, our copy is written. Check. It's a twofer. It's so good. So I was just in this space for 6 weeks of quantum action after quantum action after quantum action, which was not my normal. I'm a farmer. I cut wood and carry water. Like I just do what needs to be done to get to the next thing. And I'm a very hard worker, and I'm not afraid of hard work. And so the time that I spent in your course, following your lead and being available to hear and in a place to receive what was coming in there, it was easy. And I know easy and I know hard because I work hard every day, and this was not hard. And the actions, you helped me bend time and space.
Oh, I love that, because I got to witness it. So I got to see you just getting these downloads just in the meditations, and it just kind of, obviously I taught the class, but then we do the meditation and you just be like, oh, like I could see you actually sometimes crying through them, or I could see the relief on your face, or just something completely lift out of you. Yes. And then to see you actually not only take that, you didn't go, I've got this, I still don't know how, or I'm going to question it. You just went, I'm going to do this. And you ended up, you took a trip, like another trip to LA, which was just amazing. And I got to see all of that and these stories.
10 days notice. I mean, I got the download in the meditation.
Yeah.
I told my friends I was coming. I was hoping to see one of them, but ideally 4, and ended up with 6. Who lives anywhere and has space on their schedule to drop anything because someone's coming next weekend? It was just amazing.
It was just meant to be, wasn't it?
But really was.
It was just literally, once you dive in, the universe meets you, and it does. And I think that's the most scary piece. Everybody just sits in their mind for so long, you know, thinking they need to know the route. And actually, the route's already mapped. That desire's already got its own roadmap to get you there. We've just got to get quiet and let it flow through. And that's, you know, you've got your own unique map of how you're going to get there. And I love that I was just able to show you a way to unlock that, because it was so good to watch.
Oh, thank you. It was so beautiful to experience it.
Yeah.
And I will say the first meditation, although I got a huge action item, there was at one point I didn't do the meditation right. You know, the thing, my takeaway, the wise woman, I had someone else's face on her body because I didn't know it was supposed to be me. So, you know, sometimes like we're coming into these things and we're like, oh, I just wanted to be a good student. I wanted to do it right. And I like, oh, a wise woman in a meadow. I've got a meadow right there with an 80-year-old neighbor. So of course the wise woman in the meadow was my neighbor. And then as you continued to talk about her, how she's supposed to be me, I'm like, oh, darn, I didn't even do it right. I just wasted a whole week. So there's something about being available and not expecting yourself to be perfect, not expecting yourself to already know, not expecting, just not having expectations, but having a willingness and an openness to see things differently, to feel the feelings, but drop the narrative.
Yeah.
Because we're writing a new story.
And that's so key, because the only thing that's different between anyone who's watching and a 7-figure CEO is mindset. Like, that is it. And the mindset is, the 7-figure CEO knows that they're starting out their business and that's what's happening. Other people who start the business and doubt that think that's where I would love to happen, and let's see if it does.
Right.
And that's the difference. So when we're trying all these things and we're putting things out there, it's not what if it works,
right?
It's which one is going to work. You know, it's right. And the rest you learn from.
Yes. No. And you're iterating. So the things that I offered 9 years ago when I moved here are so out of alignment for me. But there is a thread. There's a thread of what I provided for my brides is now what I provide for my clients on these trips. Wedding planning and doing a cookbook project in southwestern France are really far from the same thing, except for I'm the same. Like it's
Yeah.
me. I am the thread that goes through. So even if someone feels like, oh, I'm multi-passionate, or I'm doing too many things, or I'm all over the place, you're not. Like just keep
Yeah.
doing what you're doing and the path will become clear.
Yeah.
But the path won't become clear while you're waiting to figure out what you're supposed to do at the end. Like you have to actually go. You have to be moving and just, you know, have an attachment to the destination, but not to how you're going to get there.
Not to the how. Yeah. And that's the thing, you know, putting it out there when you're at your most successful, you know, which to be fair, you are today. Like you're at your most successful and it's just getting more and more. But when you are there, you know, who knows what you're going to be doing? And that's the exciting bit.
Right? Why would I limit it to just what I can come up with?
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
I mean, yeah, it's so exciting that though, isn't it? Because we do just think, and I know I fell into that trap massively. Well, you know, I'm a coach, so this is what I've got to do. And, you know, like, so that means this, you know, remit of work, you do packages, you do that, you do this. But actually, I don't know, I could be a talk show host. I could be helping women on that platform. You know, there's so many things that people could do that actually, if you don't start, you never start the ball rolling and get that momentum behind the energy shift to see what could even happen.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. And it's always going to be better. It's always going to be better than what we come up with. I mean, look what the universe has created. I couldn't come up with all the flowers that are even in my own garden. I couldn't come up with that. So trust.
Yeah. And like I was saying on the masterclass, you know, literally we did that. I think we did the first week of the boot camp. So we energetically did that meditation and collapsed that timeline. And within that period, I then got the text message on an Instagram on DM, a DM on Instagram from Jen Gottlieb. And we've never texted before, never got a message off her, nothing like that. She's, you know, friends with him in Porterfield, like mega. And just dropped in my DMs. I'm like, what is this?
Hacked her account and they're messaging me.
And my mind's like, yeah, she'll have an assistant, Rachel. But I'm like, yeah, but that message has come to me the week I'm collapsing the timeline between where I am now and where I want to be. I'm not ignoring this.
Right.
I'm not just blanket sweep and going no. And I did that energetic, stepped into that version of me that already has it, because I'm already her anyway. So I just, when I say step into that version, what I actually say is shut out your ego and ask the real you what you want to do. And that was, you know, she just laughed at me. She was like, I'd already be there. Stop being stupid. So we
have an apartment,
know.
don't you remember?
Yeah. We always know. It's just we do have that mind that will try and hold you down and keep you stuck. I mentioned in the masterclass your favorite flavor of fear. So it's either procrastination, perfectionism, you know, there's so many, but all of that stuff is just there to keep you small and to keep you from the things that are really exciting on the other side.
Yeah.
So to anybody watching, obviously you do live by having that courageous outlook and diving into things that light you up. But how do you build that courage?
Oh, that's a great question. I have two really important practices that I think have catapulted me to where I am now. One is a morning routine. I get up at 4:45 every day and I read and meditate and journal and fill my cup so that I can give from my saucer. And I surround myself with people that think this way, that are high vibe, that are in the same brain space. And to somebody who's not in this vibration, they would think, okay, you girls are all drinking the Kool-Aid and you're all just living in a bubble.
Yeah.
This is the bubble. This is the environment. This is the vortex that I am choosing to exist in because of the results that I see by being here, because of the woman and the mom that I am by living in this vortex. And as I mentioned, I live on a small farm. I have enough to do here, so I actually rarely leave the property.
Yeah.
And that brings me such joy. I'm a Cancer, I'm a homebody. So I just want everyone to come here, but it's allowed me to really protect the sacred container that is my personal growth.
Yeah.
And so I really do only spend time with people that are in this same energy. I only listen to podcasts that are feeding my soul and feeding this desire that I have. I only read books that support these ideas and expand and open my mind to new ideas, but in this same genre. And I am just not available for lack or negativity. And if somebody is coming from that place,
yeah,
I'm not available for that conversation. So I'm not rude, but that's not something I'm going to stay in. And I'm just going to remove myself from that situation. And thankfully, I can always say, well, I have 1,000 chores, so I'm going to go now and go do this thing, So I think they say in James Clear says in Atomic Habits, and many people have said this, we know that we are the sum of the 5 people that we spend the most time with. And I think that is completely true. And I have the total blessing of deciding who those people are, because I don't have a corporate job, or, I don't have to interact with people that are not in that space that I wish to dwell in.
And that's through a choice as well. You've chose that life. You've made them decisions to follow that path, to have that life. And you don't have a corporate job, but you work hard at what you do. It's not all champagne, flutes and Paris. It's doing up the barn, it's doing up your house, it's mowing a meadow, but it's what I love, and you'll hear more about this on the podcast when you listen next week, guys, is you take all of them things that are hard and you don't use them as blockers. So you don't think, well, I have to get up early for the farm, so I can't do a morning routine. Like, you get up even earlier, which fills me with dread because I'm such a night owl.
I go to bed at 8:30.
Well, lucky for me and lucky for you guys, most of my clients are in America, and luckily you've got me as a night owl. So I think these things aren't by coincidence.
That's right.
So my classes are later in the afternoon for anybody in America. So that helps.
Yes. No, I'm so glad about that, because I can't take a 9 p.m. class.
No.
I'm sleeping.
So it's through them choices, but it's through putting that first and making that your priority, that your mindset and what you absorb your mind with is the most important thing. and you've decided that that's the case. And one thing I love about what's happening with the boot camp is I see it. I don't even know where it's going. If, you know, who knows where this is growing to. There's 6 core modules at the minute, and I mean, they're intense. You've been through them.
Yes.
It's an intensive 6 core modules, but it's the community that it's building. You know, I really want people with that fire inside like you, and people who are ready to expand and grow and excited to take things to that next level, because they don't know what it's going to look like. Nobody knows, but they know there's something so much better on the other side. And to surround ourselves with a group of women that are going to be all on that journey, maybe at different levels, but all expanding in their own ways, that excites me.
Yes.
One vision I had at the beginning was I wanted to help as many people as possible. And actually what I've realized through the journey, obviously I started out doing that, trying to spread myself so thin. But what I love is I can work with someone like you who would interact with clients that I would never come across, you know, people come into the barn and things like that. But you can take bits of what you've learned from me and bits of what you've learned from everybody else, and then you bring that together in your own magical way and light them people up. So it's that butterfly effect that we're having that excites me so much, especially with working with entrepreneurs that have a big passion to help other women, because it just spreads and it just lights everyone up.
It really does. The ripple effects are unbelievable. And sometimes we see them, for example, on the Paris trip and the women that said yes to themselves and their transformation. But also my 8-year-old was with me for the 6 weeks I was in France. And in our last week in Paris, we're walking down the street. Mom, we should have an apartment in Paris. And so it is, right? I was like,
oh, it's done.
Yes. And we can live in Massachusetts in the spring and fall and live in Paris in winter and summer. Okay, then. And I just love that for her and for us, it's a decision away. It's like, oh, like, you know, as if I hadn't had that idea 8,000 times, but she just thought, oh, well, we should do this, because all you need is to want to do that.
Yeah.
And then you make a decision, and then it is
happening.
And that she has learned that 45 years before I learned that is so beautiful, because oh my gosh, she's gonna rule the world. So awesome.
Like mindset should be taught in schools, not algebra.
For sure. Well, she'll be teaching mindset in school.
Yes. So let me see if anybody's commented before we close off. So Jen saying your skills are transferable, definitely.
Thank you.
So what would you say to anyone who was thinking of joining the boot camp and might be on the fence? What advice would you give?
Well, I think you really need to ask yourself why you're on the fence, because it's a commitment that you're making to yourself to actually get off the fence. So, you know, if you ask yourself, what am I gaining by staying small? What am I gaining by not living into my highest and best?
Yeah.
And once you've identified that, if it makes you cringe because, oh my gosh, that's not the life you want for yourself, then by all means, join the class and let's level up.
Do this.
Or make the commitment to stay small.
Yeah.
But there's no, I mean, you have to just decide. But it's no joke. And if you're ready, you will collapse that timeline. And if you're unsure, you'll get some really great information and some great tools, but it's as hard or as easy as you make it.
Yeah. And that is just perfect, because I mean, I've spoke about in this week's podcast how to think about even investing in something, because it is scary. I remember spending my first $300 on something and thinking, oh my God, this is a lot. Like, this is really going to work. And when you haven't been doing that, it is really, really scary. But the thing is, the big point is, and this is what I'm thinking when I'm putting things out there as well, no one is buying from me. Right. You are not buying something from me.
Right.
I have this offering that I do myself. Like you were saying, you were going to Paris. I do this myself. And I'm offering you a chance to be part of that.
Right.
But you, when you purchase something from someone, when it's about personal development, you're investing in you.
That's right.
And you don't ever buy off the other person, because the other person isn't there to fix you in any sort of way. They don't want to fix you because there's nothing wrong with you. They want to unlock what you just can't see. Mm-hmm. And that's the difference. So it's always, and I take this mantra now, because I used to think, oh my God, I'm giving this person so much of my money, and you know, what if it doesn't work? But it's never about what if it doesn't work. You are always going to up level and always going to get something when you go in with the attitude that this is an investment in me.
That's right.
And you've just said to the universe, you are worth something more.
That's right.
Huge.
And if you do the work, it works.
Yeah. Yeah. And I suppose this is the first time you've got to work with me, Wendy, on a quite an intimate basis. You know, you've heard the podcast. It's called Manifesting Straight Talk.
Right.
I'm not one for holding back, shall we say. So
and I love that.
Yeah.
And because I'm done holding back. I don't need anyone to ease me in to the next version of myself. Like, let's just do the thing.
Yeah. So I suppose, how would you describe that to someone?
To just do the thing?
Well, no, probably how my approach is, if that's...
Oh, you're so good. Because you're so invested in my up level and so uninterested in the narrative that I'm saying over and over again, that even mid-sentence, when I'm trying to convince you of why this isn't happening, because, and you're like, oh no, it's because you're settling. Like, oh, what? So, oh yeah, if you settle, then you're telling the universe that, you know, I'm like, what? I didn't even know that one. Say it again. What am I doing? So it's just so good. I mean, there's some things that you say to us collectively, either on the podcast or in the boot camp, that's, you know, oh, but you're, you know, you have a tendency to do this, you're doing this again.
Yeah.
Or you just bust out with this thing I've never even heard of. Like, oh gosh, I'm not supposed to settle either. I have to write this down. Say more about
no
that.
Settling. No.
Right. Because it's confusing
Yeah.
I mean, it's just the universe is going to try harder to get you to the thing that you actually said you wanted.
Yeah.
It's 1,000 mic drops, and it's, you know, it's so consistent with your passion.
Yeah.
I mean, a part of collapsing a timeline is not screwing around, like trying to ease somebody in. You're not doing it from a way that is trying to deflate me or embarrass me. You're doing it because you're committed to my success, and you know that I'm committed to my success. And when you get a hit of something that I need to hear, it falls out of your mouth. And it is not, I'm trying to think of the right word. It's not abrupt, and it's not, it is just straight.
Yeah.
And you don't have to defend what you said, because it's true.
Yeah.
And the truth needs no defense.
Yeah. And that does sum it up perfectly. You know, we all have a narrative that we would love for someone to say, yeah, oh, I know that's the best. And really what I'd be saying is that's the best excuse ever for your up level. You stay in your ego. But what people need to know is when you join the boot camp, you're committing to yourself to up level. You know, ultimately it doesn't affect me if you up level, but I'm gonna get you there. You know, anyone who joins, I've got your back to get you there. That is the key. But it's, you know, I care about each and every person, but I care about the potential that they're holding themselves back from. And I think that's the bonus of what I bring, and probably what I hid for quite a while, because, you know, when you grow up, the things that people say you're too much at, that's the bit that you hold back, and that's your unique selling point all the time. So anybody, you know, that was ever told they were too something, have a think about what that too thing was. Because yeah, people who weren't for me thought I was too abrupt, too straight talking, you know, but it was because they didn't want to hear what I was saying. When because you hit the truth, sometimes it's a trigger. So yeah, I love that the boot camp is short, sharp, 6 intensive modules to get you up to where you're going to be next. But then you get to go through it all again. You get to integrate that and then do it all again. So, you know, Wendy's going to be taking this to that next level now.
Yes. And you just hear things in a new way, or maybe you didn't even hear it the first time.
Yeah. And
it's, you know,
and the bonus is as well, I am constantly learning, constantly evolving, and I bring that up a gear. So every time if you look at the different programs and things that I've done over the time, everything is a different level. And I think, you know, the boot camp is going to be keeping doing that. So it's exciting because, you know, who knows what it's going to evolve into.
Yes, it's so exciting.
I know. And who knows, you are going to see more from Wendy, who's in there already. Yes. So yeah, come and meet Wendy. And if you have
anyone has questions, please just all check the comments also. And
amazing.
For any questions.
But thank you. I know I've took a lot more of your time than we thought, but I love talking to you. It's incredible.
Right back at you. Thank you.
So Wendy has another trip coming to Paris as well. So if anybody is interested in joining her in Paris later on in the year, isn't there?
Yes, September 5th through the 12th is Paris and Versailles, and September 20th through the 26th is the Charente-Maritime, which is southwestern France, and the price is going up on Sunday.
Right.
So I just decided that earlier today, that the price that's been there is now the early bird price, and the price is going up on Sunday.
Amazing. You go for it.
Yeah.
And also tell them about your new membership.
Oh yes, that's so fun. So this is Entertaining with Ease, and it's a monthly membership that provides you with a menu, recipes, cooking tutorials, and tablescape ideas to throw one dinner party a month.
Oh, amazing.
So you can enjoy the party as much as your guests are. You
are so creative with those as well. And please follow Wendy on Instagram. That's where you love to hang out, isn't it?
Right House. Yes.
So we'll put some links in the comments of the video as well, so people can connect with you. And come and join her in the boot camp as well. She's going to be in there.
Yes.
Taking it to that next level this time.
Yes. I can't wait.
I know. But if anybody does have any questions about the bootcamp, just let me know. The 48-hour fast action closes tomorrow, so make sure you grab that quick. And also the first 5 people get a strategy session with me. So that's, worth a lot in itself. So that's an energetic strategy session. Can't say the words.
Okay.
But yeah. All right. Well, thank you so much, Wendy. I will let you go, but you've been incredible.
Thank you. This was a
Me.
pleasure. Thank you so much.